So I am currently out in my muddy duck pen with my little one. Thought we'd make a video about how we have our chicken and duck runs and the coops set up. Made a few videos out here in the past, but I haven't really showed you how I have everything set up. So just thought I'd take a little time and do that real quick. This is our duck house. It's just a shed. We had junk and storage and some odd ends and items, and we decided to convert that into our duck house. It's really nothing special, just a ordinary shed. But we have our food bin in here right now that I need to figure out another area, build a storage area on the outside of the pens to store that stuff, because it does take up some room, and it looks, I don't like it in here really. So that will be a summer project, or a spring project rather, here in the future. Put that down. I said so. My little one, she's always getting into everything. Gotta grab stuff. But yeah, the shed, it's got a wood floor in it. There's also a cement slab underneath. But yeah, this one actually has a wooden floor in it, and we just throw straw down. Gives them a little more padding and stuff, and they like to lay their eggs over in this corner, and then they like to lay over here, even though I have these milk crates down here, you can kind of see, but I leave them there just in case they decide to lay in there. Once in a while I'll get an egg in there, but it's usually in the two spots. And then when I add more straw down, they change their little laying spots up. Sometimes they lay down there and underneath this workbench that is in here. I have my lamp here that I don't really run that a whole lot. Mostly just when it gets this bitterly cold. Ducks really don't need a heat source, to be honest with you. They're a pretty hardy bird. And, you know, it gets down into the teens sometimes, like in the daytime, and they don't want to be here. They lay right out in the cold, and first thing they do is jump in their water dishes to take a swim. But I keep it in here just in case. We have these old windows I installed. We just had them laying around from back in the day. And then I put that, it's like the welted wire rabbit fencing on the outside. That way no predators can come through the window because sometimes we leave them open in the summertime when it's like in the 70s at night. Don't want to bake them in here with the door shut, so we have that on there for security, and that way I know they're safe and nothing's gonna get in here and get them. We just got a little storage stuff there. This is where I keep their eggshells, brewer's yeast. Ducks gotta have brewers or some kind of niacin in their feed because they can develop leg issues. I've had some leg problems with my Pekin ducks, these white ones. So that's pretty much it for the duck house. It's pretty simple. Doesn't look the prettiest in here, but they like it. Kaylin, get up, please. You're gonna get all dirty. They're all here quacking to me. I already fed you guys, so I'm not gonna feed you again. So we have 17 ducks all together. These white ones you see, these are my Pekins. They lay a big white egg, and I usually get about 8 to 10 of those a day. And then these couple you see over here, those are my Rowans. They lay a pretty blue egg. And then I have khaki Campbells, and I only got one hen of them, but she lays a smaller white egg. So we have 11 female ducks to 6 drakes, which are males. Not the greatest ratio, but it is what it is, and they all seem to get along for the most part. I got a fence up here. It separates my ducks and my chickens in their run areas. Have a gate in the middle with a latch on there. I kind of got to come through the duck pen to through here and out through that gate to get to my chicken pen. I put a couple bowls of water down every morning for them. They like to swim in it and splash in it and play in it. I mean, that's why you kind of see all the mud. Plus, we had a lot of snow and it's been kind of warmer the last couple days, so it's kind of melting off. I don't know if you can kind of see the yard on the outside. It's got a little snow, but not a ton. My goat pen over there's got quite a bit of snow in it, but it's starting to melt some too. But up here we have a dog kennel that I bought with your gate on it. It was a 20 by 20 I found on, I think, Facebook Marketplace. Got that pretty cheap. Stuff like that. And I bought a roll of 6-foot tall fencing we put here, and then we just put your T-post in and connected them there. Holds it up. My fence right in here is getting a little beat up. We had a nice storm a few weeks back, and it kind of bent up the fence. So I gotta straighten that out here best I can. Might add some 2x4s at the top or something. Up here I have one of these bird nets. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I can see it, but I don't know if it'll show up. And like I said, that ice storm we had, it made it kind of droop down quite a bit, and then it ended up ripping here. So it's kind of open here. So I'm gonna have to figure out a better system here, something else, some kind of other roofing, because we do get hawks that constantly fly by, and crows, and a lot of raccoons around and stuff like that. So I'm gonna figure some other type of roofing out to do, and we'll kind of see how that goes. Oh, watch out, Caitlin. Over here we just made this is a shade area that they can just kind of crawl and get under when they want to. They use this mostly in the summertime when it gets really warm. I know last summer it was in the 90s quite a bit, so they like to lay out of that and get out of the sun. They don't really use it a whole lot here in the winter here in Michigan, but it's there for when they do need it. Got a lot of snow and ice up on top of the roof still. We used to have a lot of grass in here, but they've kind of demoured that down. Not really much grass left at all. Well, really there isn't any. It's all pretty much just dirt, and right now it's all mud. I guess it's giving me a preview of what it's going to be like here in the spring. I know this is probably going to be nothing but mud. But that's why you get some nice muck boots like that, and you'll be alright. I got tired of slipping and sliding in here, so I went out and got a good pair of muck boots to wear in here. Over here where you see the Pekin ducks, I usually have a pool set up, but this being January in Michigan, it's obviously put up for the year. I had it out until I think the beginning of November, so they had it from May to November. That's quite a while. So, and we'll get it back out here once spring rolls around. I have to put a chain on the outside of my gate to walk in here. We had some dogs from down the road bust through my gate. They rammed it and they attacked some of my birds. So I wrapped a chain around it and haven't had no issue since. Yeah, some people just shouldn't have animals. These same dogs killed a ton of my neighbor's chickens this last summer, so you know, we're gonna go through the gate here. Come on, Kaylin. Into the chicken run. And I'll show you how I got there set up. It's pretty much similar. A little different, but not much. Had this little wind blocker. We actually installed it when we first put our chickens out here, so they couldn't get through and get to into the ducks area. Since the ducks were a lot bigger than them at the time, well, they still are bigger, but. And I just kind of left it up as a way to block the wind. We have our dog kennel up here in the front with the T-posts. It runs all the way this front way, all the way to the side. And then the back portion is the regular 6-foot tall fencing with T-posts. I have some wind blockers back here. This net's not ripped, but it is drooping quite a bit. So like I said, I'm gonna have to figure something else out for that. Put some pallets down for them to climb on and do whatever. They're starting to move around out here more. They wouldn't even come out here earlier in the week when it was cold and snow, but they're starting to move around here in the snow a little bit better than they were. Have another shade area here for the chickens. It's just the roof slanted a little different. It's kind of taller here, so they get in under here and they take their dust baths and stuff like that. We don't really have any grass over here either, but it's just the way it goes when you got chickens. Got quite a different kinds of chickens here. I have some sex links. I think my one rooster there is a Rhode Island cross or something. Here's my other rooster. I have no idea what he's mixed with. Maybe Americana and something. I'm not really sure. We have a couple Rhode Islands. I have a Barred Rock over there. We have a buff right down here. It's our one friendly chicken. Oh, she don't want to be messed with right now, but she's our friendly chicken. My neighbors actually hatched and incubated my chickens for me. And when I first got them, I ended up with 11 roosters. So the 2 roosters I showed you are the only ones I have left. I ended up trading them back, some roosters, for a hen, which was my friendly one here I showed you. She'll let me pet her and pick her up. She don't want to, let's see. She's checking into the camera out. And then I ended up selling the other roosters off, and I used the money to get some laying hens. Kind of to even it out a little better. Out here I just fill up a couple water buckets like I do with the ducks. And we'll show you the coop now. Here we got one chicken in here. Oh, 2 chickens in here, my bad. So this one, we built this coop right off the side of my duck house there. That's why I didn't paint the wall here, because I knew it was going to be in the inside here. This one just has a cement slab floor, and then I just throw pine shavings and some straw down for them. Shingles. Got a light up there that we use when it gets cold. They got some their feed bowls. They got a waterer inside for them. Leave those eggs alone, please. They got a layer box down here with some fake eggs that I had to put a piece of black tape around because the eggs we do get are mostly brown. I just didn't want to mix them up. They will not use their layer box for some reason. They like to lay underneath the layer box, which is, I guess it's a good thing we didn't screw it to the wall like I was originally planned on doing. It's just kind of setting on I think these were pieces of an old deck that we sat them on. So got to either crawl down on the ground and collect the eggs, or you got to move it and to get to the eggs. Stop. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I might just take this whole thing out completely and just put some milk crates in and just see if they'll lay in those or not. Here we got some roosting bars. Let me take a step back so you can see it better. Got our roosting bars there. We're planning on getting some more chickens here in the spring. So I'm going to have to build a little coop up closer to the house to put them in, because they won't be able to come out here with these chickens for a while. But for when they do, I need to add some roosting bars. I don't know where I'm doing that exactly yet, but we are gonna, it's on the bucket list of things to do. Got a window here, a little different style window. Can open this one up, and there you can see the rabbit wiring I got on there. That's pretty sturdy. And then both windows here and in the duck house, they latch, so you can kind of leave them open or keep them closed. In the summertime, when it's really hot, we like to leave them open, and they're usually open in the daytime. But this time of year, I don't really open them much. I was going to cover them with plastic, but I never did get around to doing that. But it hasn't really been super cold yet, so it's really not a big deal yet. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my my chicken coop. Watch out, chickens! So I walked through here. It wasn't exactly how I planned on doing it with the coop, but it has worked out pretty good. It's better than the ones you find at like Tractor Supply or Family Farm and Home. They're not really meant for a lot of chickens. And they're kind of, I don't know, they just look cheaply made to me. And so I decided to go the other route and build my own. And it really didn't cost that much, maybe $200 or $300 to add this part on. So really not that bad when you think about it. Because the coops they have in the stores are $200 plus usually, so not bad at all. So there's my chicken coop. I really wish we could free range our chickens and ducks, but it's really not an option right now. Like I said, we got the issue with the dogs down the road. There's a neighbor a few houses down that called the township on my neighbors who also have ducks and chickens, because they free range theirs and they were coming in his yard, and he was just looking for a reason to complain on the neighbor because they don't get along. And then we got the hawks and raccoons and other animals around, so can't really free range at the time. Sometimes when I'm outside, I'll let my ducks out to roam around while I'm out in the yard. Just make sure they're not leaving the yard and stuff. But, you know, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes in the spring. Maybe I'll try to get them out there a little more often than what they have been lately. You know. There's one of my loud roosters. He likes to go off about 2, 3 in the morning. He'll do nothing but crow all night. And you hear him all the way in the house. Loud rooster. The other one crows a lot too, but he's not as vocal and as loud. You don't really hear him as bad. But yeah, that's my duck and my chicken run. I just thought I'd make a video. It was a little longer than I had planned. Just kind of show you how I got mine set up. Give anybody any idea that's looking to get some chickens and ducks and can't free range them, or give you a good idea how to do your coop if you're just kind of on a budget or whatnot. I tried to do mine as cheap as I could. It wasn't exactly cheap, but I mean, I know there's people that put a lot more money into their their setups and stuff like that. So if you're looking to save a few bucks, you know, it's kind of the route to go. If you could, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Take it a step farther and subscribe. Keep you in the loop, future videos. Thank you for watching, everybody. Peace out.